So this is the last video in the series, and we're going to go through all of the app settings in FeedMe this time. Last time we looked at the view settings for articles, and we're going to go into the main settings of the app now. Before we do that, I'll just have a quick look at one or two options that we've got in the group and feed view here. So if I open that up, down in the app bar you've got a filter option. So if I hit filter, you can either just enter a text and set whether to search article content or not. So it'll search for that word that you enter, either just in the title when the tick box isn't set, or in the content as well. And there's also an option there to select a keyword. There's none set up at the moment, you can see that there. We'll have a look in the settings how to set them up in a bit, and then we can see how the filter works. So we've also got just the standard edit, mark all read, and refresh, and here there's an option to show unread only. So if I hit that, then we're just looking at the unread articles now. There's nothing else there, so some groups will be empty, some feeds will be empty. And if I want to switch back, I can go here to show all articles, and then we've got all of the articles there again. So you can just quickly switch between those two there. Okay, so we'll come back to the filter in a bit once we've set up some keywords. But we'll go back out to the main screen now, and down here in the app bar in the middle there are the settings. So we'll just start at the top here at the general settings. The first option sets what happens if you hit the back button when you've been browsing a linked article. So if you open the link of an article and then keep browsing in the internal browser through links inside that article, whether you want to go back in the browser when you hit the back button to the last page that you're on, or whether you want to go right back out to the article itself, or out to the list of all the articles in that feed. Okay, the next one's the startup view, whether you want to start on the feeds list or the new articles. And then you've got an option here to decide when images will be downloaded for articles. So standard as always, so it doesn't matter whether you've got a cellular or Wi-Fi connection, they'll always be downloaded if there's a connection available. And then you've got only on Wi-Fi or never, so you can just basically save a little bit of bandwidth there, not downloading images when you're on a cellular network, for example. Next option here is to show a prompt before the feeds are updated on startup. So if you've got some feeds shown on your live tile, or you've got some feeds where you've set update on startup to true, or you're using Google Reader Sync and you've set them to update on startup, then setting this tick box just basically gives you a little message before the update starts and gives you a chance to say, no, I don't want to update it. Basically, if you live in an area where the connection can be pretty bad, it can be helpful to just say, okay, yeah, I can update now because I've got a connection, or you can cancel it if you know that it's just going to run forever and not actually work, depending on how good your cellular connection is. Okay, we've got a screenshot option here. Won't be necessary anymore with Windows Phone 8, but at the moment you can just set that tick box and then just give the phone a shake, and you'll get a screenshot there which you can save to the media library. There's no way to send this image straight in as attached in an email or anything. The only thing that I could do there was allow you to save it to the pictures library, and then you'll have to go into the pictures library and send it from there. So it's sort of a thing that helps me out a little bit, makes it easier to see what's going on if you're having problems with certain articles being displayed wrong or something. So yeah, you can leave that on or leave it off, just depending on whether you need a screenshot of anything. And the standard option there to run under the lock screen or not, so whether you want to keep running if you lock the screen and there's an update running, then that will just keep running in the background. Okay. Next thing we've got here is the appearance. Now we've got a few options here for the groups. You can turn them off completely, so if I just do that, then we can have a quick look at how it looks on the main page. Go back out again, and you've just got basically a flat list of all the feeds. I've got quite a few WP Central ones in there now because I've got the podcast, the YouTube feed, and the normal feed. When they're in groups I can tell which one's which, but not there, so I want to rename them if you do that. Go back in now and I'll just activate the groups again. Now you've got options here for the unread and all articles group. If I just activate that one, you can see which ones they are. That's up the top here, all and unread. I just added the all folder there. If you don't have it in, the default is not having it on, then you can still open the unread view and just swipe across to all. It's just basically one swipe less if you have it on your home page there. Okay, so go back in and I will turn that back off because I don't want that on. We've also got here two options for the all articles and unread articles view in the group itself. So if I turn off the all articles view, we can go back out and see what that does. If I open up Windows Phone now, you'll see it goes straight to unread. The all articles view isn't there anymore. So the list of all articles from all the feeds in that group isn't there anymore, just the unread list. So depending on how you want to set things up, you can choose what you want to show there. So just put that back in. And here there's an option right down the bottom to show groups in the new list. Basically, when an update is run, you get in the new area here, you can see that you'll get the groups shown here. There's only one there. I've only updated that group. Whereas if I go into the settings and deactivate that checkbox there, go back out, and you can see that it'll get loaded, and now we've got the actual feeds. So if I tap on that, you can see each feed that's got new articles is listed instead of the groups itself. So it depends how you want to set that up. If you've got a lot of new items from each feed, then it might be a bit easier having the feeds in there. But you might just want to scroll through the groups if you've got a lot of feeds with not very many new items in there. Okay, so I'll go back in to the settings and got our page transitions here. So if I turn that off, there's still a fade transition, but there's none of the turnstile animations or anything, when the page turning animations when we've turned that off. So I'll turn that back on, and you can see now it's the turnstile animation, the standard Windows Phone animation is back in. Okay, font size, quite important. 5 different sizes there. I'll leave that on normal. And orientation, automatic, landscape or portrait. So I can lock that to portrait. Now I can read lying down. Okay. Last option we've got here in the appearance settings is how the items are displayed, how the articles are displayed in the list. So if you just tap on that, then you've got a few options in here. You can turn the image on or off. You can show the image without a border or with one. There's the option for the bar at the side, and whether or not the header text here gets wrapped. And also here whether we want to show the excerpt from the article, so that little bit there. So you can basically customize that however you want. There's also, you can make that more transparent or less transparent down the bottom there, so a bit more more faded there. Yeah, so you can set that up however you want. Okay, back out there, that's the appearance settings. Next one here, we've got our keywords, so we'll set one up now, one that I think I'll actually be able to find. I'll just add one there. Should be able to find a few articles with that in there, and I can set the accent color. Just managed that option down there, so I'll set that to mango, and I can choose here to match the whole word only or part of the word. I just want to match that whole word, so I'll save that, and then I'll add another one. We'll add Nokia in here, and so we'll have a few of them in there at the moment as well, and I'll go with red. So you can see there's the default there as well. That's just basically my accent color that I've got set up at the moment. So if you're using a different accent color, it'll be a different one at the top. We'll match the whole word there as well. And now what I'm going to do is take the Nokia keyword. I'm just going to move that up. So just long press, and you can move up, down, or delete it. I'm going to move that up because the order that you've got here is the order that they'll be searched for. So there'll be no combination of colors or anything. If something's got Nokia and Windows Phone in it, it'll be red now and not red and orange. Okay, so if we go back out and you can see here they've been updated already. There's some orange ones, there's some red ones in there. Pretty much everything is orange or red except for a couple in there. Okay, so basically just highlights new articles with interesting interesting words that you're interested in them. And if I go back in here now, I've got the all view in here. I can filter that down. Now I don't even need to open that anymore. I've moved it up to the app bar itself. So I'm going to filter that to Nokia, apply the filter, and you can see I've just got the red ones in there now. So and if you want to clear that filter and show them all again, the filter button's just been changed there, the icon's changed, so you can just remove the filter and then we're looking at them all again. Okay, so that's our keywords done, not really much to that. The theme here is the same deal. Can run a custom theme, so dark or light. I'll change that to light, and you've also got here the default is your current accent color, so if you change your accent color, a new one will be used here. I'll change that to mango, so now mango is my new accent color in FeedMe. And basically, if I just go out of the app, I have to restart to use the theme. And you can see, once it's loaded, you can see that's mango there. You can just see that's probably not too good on the video. But yeah, my accent color's been changed to mango, light theme, maybe a bit easier to read. You can see, yeah, good, they're all mango anyway because of the keywords. So not a very good example there. But yeah, that's basically your settings for the custom theme. Next one down we've got is the live tile. Actually, I will just go into the theme. I'll just make that dark and go out. Probably a little bit better for the video. A bit more contrast. Okay. So the live tile settings. If you're not using Google Sync, if you are using Google Sync, then I showed you the live tile in the second video. If you're not using it, then you can basically select which feeds you want to be shown on the tile. It's not something you can do with Google Sync, but if you're running the standalone ready, you can. So I can go through here and say, well, I'm actually really only interested in a couple of sites. WP Central, I'm going to make sure it's the right one there. Yeah, that's the standard feed. And I want to know if LazyWorm app's uploading new videos, so I'll just save those two. And they'll get updated now, and the server's just getting updated with those settings. And you can see here I've got a few more options now because the live tile has been activated. So if I want to turn the live tile off, I'll just go back in, untick those two feeds and save again, and then it's off. Okay, so I can change the picture here. Basically just the style of the background picture that you've got. Like I said in the second video, which you may not have watched if you're not running Google Sync. All of these designs done by a guy called Chris, getting new ones every now and then, and yeah, you can just choose whichever background you want. I'll take that one there, and my live tile will be updated in that style now. Okay, and the update interval here between 10 minutes and 2 days. Because it's a server update, you can basically choose the interval that you want there, so I can set that to 10 minutes, and then I'll get notifications of new feeds from new articles from those two feeds every 10 minutes on my tile, so a lot faster than with the Google Sync, because that runs in the background every half an hour. That will be changing for Google Sync, but at the moment it's still running, still limited by the operating system. Okay, so you can go back out and just go right back out again, and you'll be able to see, you can see the tiles change style already. So set a new default background tile there, and when there's some new articles, that'll get updated. Okay, you can also see there I've got a couple of new items. The feeds that you set up for your live tile will be updated on startup, so when you start the app, all live tile feeds will always get updated. And the number on the live tile is the number of new articles, not the number of unread. So if I go back out now and there's 2 new articles, the live tile will say 2. kind of like the email app in Windows Phone. So if I leave those unread, they won't show up on the tile anymore, so the tile will still stay at 0. So it's the number of articles that have been added to the feeds since the last time you opened the app. Okay, so back into the settings. The backend services, that was basically Google Sync or NewsBlur import. Looked at them in the second video. Now we've got the Music and Videos Hub integration. That's enabled by default, which basically means when you play a podcast or a video, the tiles will be added to the Music and Video Hub. So you'll see a new tile in the Music and Videos Hub with a little Feed Me icon on it. Now there's an option here to add newly downloaded media as well, so if you're downloading a podcast, when the download is finished, a new icon will be added to the new list in the Music and Videos Hub. The only problem with this is that it's not possible to add an item to that list when the app isn't running. So if you're downloading in the background and you leave the app and you're doing something else, when the download finishes, because the app's not running anymore, I can't add anything to the Music and Videos Hub. In that case, the next time the app started, then the icon will get added to the Music and Videos Hub. So that's why I disabled it by default, because it's not really 100% reliable. There's no way to make sure that they're always added as soon as they're downloaded. So, but if you want them in there, just tick that box and then you'll get new media in the new list as well. Okay, next one we've got here is cache management. You can basically, I'll turn that on, you've basically got a couple of options here. You can manage the cache based on the age of the articles or the number of articles per feed. So with the age of the articles, you can decide if you want to get rid of them after 2 days or after up to 60 days, which basically means when you refresh a feed, all articles, if I set that to 2, when I refresh my feeds, all articles that are older than 2 days will get deleted. And then basically it keeps my cache nice and small, which improves loading time for groups and feeds. Okay, you've got an option here to keep unread articles, which is probably a pretty good option. So basically anything you haven't read won't get deleted until you've read it, and then after you've read it on the next update, that'll get cleaned up. Favourites, articles marked as favourites will never get deleted, they'll always stay in there. So if you really want to keep something for good, just mark it as a favourite. If you mark it as not a favourite anymore, so if you take the star off the article, then on the next update it'll get cleaned up as well. Okay. So the other option you've got there is a number of articles per feed, so you can just basically say I just want to have 10 articles per feed. The last 10 articles from the feed are all that I'm interested in. Anything older than that is just irrelevant. So however you want to manage that there. I quite like the age thing, set it to a couple of days. I don't really need any news much older than that. Okay. So we go back out again. Next thing we've got here is the accounts. Now these can be set up just straight in the article view. So if you decide to share an article on Facebook and you haven't set up your account, you'll be prompted for your username and password. Same with Twitter and Instapaper or Pocket. You'll be asked, which one do you want, and you set that up, and then it'll be saved. Or you can come in here and set them up by yourself without being prompted. You can also delete them here. So if you want to change the account or delete it, if I want to delete that account information, I just press and hold and I can delete it. And if I want to change it, I can press it again and just tap it, and it'll ask if I want to change the account. So it's just basic account management. Yeah. Back out, and we've got a backup and restore option here. Almost done. Just basic here. Backup says all of your feed settings will be backed up. None of the general settings that we're looking at here will be backed up at the moment. They're not in the backup. Just your feed settings, so the URLs for your feeds, how they're set up, how your groups are set up, that'll all get saved in OPML format. On the server, on our servers in the database, and And later on, if you're on another device, you can restore it. It's tied to your device ID at the moment, but I will be changing that in an update pretty soon to be tied to the user ID, which will mean that you'll really be able to use it to migrate to a new device. If you need to restore to a new device at the moment, you can get in touch with me. If you just send me an email from your existing device, then I can find your backup and I can set it up to be restored to your new device. So just send me an email and I can do that. That's no problem. It's only about 10 minutes work, so just let me know. I imagine quite a few people will be getting new devices in the next while. Okay, so you can see there my last backup down there, and if I restore, everything will get deleted and my feeds will just get restored. So even if the feeds are in there, the first thing that happens is the database gets cleared completely. So I'm not going to do that because all of my favorites and everything will get deleted. But you can just restore basically to your last backup. Okay, so if you do need to reinstall the app for any reason, you can save yourself a lot of time with this. If you're using Google Reader, you don't really need it at all because everything that's saved here at the moment is saved in Google Reader as well. When the app settings are saved with the backup, then it'll be useful for Google Reader and NewsBlur as well. So, go back out there. One last page here is one last lot of settings is the debug settings here. Basically, shouldn't really need this page unless I tell you to go in here and to change something, so it's only really if you're having problems. Got a few options here to change how many updates are run at the same time, to enable extended logging so I can get a little bit more information if you're having problems. Clean the cache, that's basically just removes any older entries from the cache that are no longer valid. This will get done every 2 weeks on startup anyway, so every couple of weeks when you start the app there'll be like a progress bar saying cleaning cache, and then after a little bit the app will launch. So you don't really need to do this manually. Okay, delete article cache and delete download cache basically clears all of your articles or all of the downloaded podcasts. It basically resets everything. So if you were having problems with some messed up articles or something because of something that was going on with the feed online or something, you could use that as an emergency option, but basically all your favourites are going to disappear, and all of the unread state of any articles will also be gone. So like I said, it's basically only something in here that you need if you're having real problems. And the last one here will basically wipe all your feed settings and set up the standard feeds again. Like I said, only if you're having massive problems. Okay, you can also see down there the peak memory usage, the database size and the cache usage, so you can keep an eye on how much space is being used and how much memory. Also in the cache management, you can see down there the cache size is down there as well. If you're using Google Reader Sync, then the cache management option isn't available, so that's why the cache size is also shown in the debug menu. Okay, there is one last option. It's not really much. It's just one switch here to enable feedback. Now this will just upload a few statistics to us to the server every 5 days when you start the app. So a maximum of once every 5 days. The next time you start the app, if it hasn't been uploaded for 5 days, then just a few statistics will be uploaded. Says a bit about it in there. It's just basically the number of feeds, number of items, the feeds that you've subscribed to, and also peak memory usage and a few things like that. So if you want to help me out, so I can see what's going on, what people are subscribing to, what I might need to optimize, then you can enable that. And if you don't want to, then you don't have to. Okay. So that's all of the settings in FeedMe. There's quite a few at the moment. Took a while to get through, but yeah, hopefully there's pretty much everything you need in there. If there's not, then go back out to the main page. Fourth option in the menu, contact. We've seen this before, so feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to get suggestions and requests. Okay, thanks a lot.